He wanted to do that song. And he said, I really want to do this song before I move. And I said, what song? Whatever it is, we want you to do it. We want you to give it. And then we'll work the service around it. What a joy, what a treat. Unlimited. At the beginning of most musicals, there is a song that people in the industry call the I Want song. It's the song that the protagonist sings where they open their arms to the world and express their dream. The late composer Howard Ashman, who composed songs for Disney, was particularly great at composing these songs. He gave us, for instance, Ariel the Mermaid singing Part of Your World. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that world up above, or that shore up above, out of the sea? Wish I could be part of your world. Yeah, you can sing along if you know it. We love these songs. He gave us also Beauty and the Beast. There must be more than this provincial life. Other iconic I Want songs are Matchmaker, Matchmaker, Make Me a Match. The verb is right there. Make me a match. Or from Hamilton, I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, snappy, and hungry. What is it? Young, scrappy, and hungry. Oh, I'm not throwing away my shot. Lin-Manuel Miranda is great at writing I Want songs. He's a musical theater kid. And he wrote In the Heights, and he just gave us a gorgeous I Want song from the 2021 film Encanto, which was my favorite film of the year, Waiting for a Miracle, that, I forget her name, the leading, Maribel sings. I'm ready, come on, I'm ready. So that's all the I Want songs, which hook you even when the I Want is a simmering rage song of vengeance, like Sweeney Todd, who just wants to kill the men who ruined his life. Even in those like negative I wants, the audience recognizes ourselves. We recognize our own I want. And then we're in the story together. Even if we can't really relate to, or if we openly disapprove of that character's specific circumstances, we become included. We can relate to the universal human experience of having a deep yearning. Caleb has just sung for us a great I Want song from Stephen Schwartz's contemporary musical Wicked, which is a creative imagining of the origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West, the mean green villain we know from The Wizard of Oz. But in Wicked, we know that she is not mean, she is green, though. She is special. She's talented. She has been rejected and reviled, though, because of her greenness since she was born. Taunted and othered by her peers, struggling within herself to deal with her hurt and pain, while also keeping alive the burning ember of a sense of herself as special, worthy, okay, maybe even beautiful. The show is a cult favorite among young girls and queer kids who understand Elphaba's greenness as a metaphor for their own difference, and who relate to the young witch's quest for a chance to fly, to be amazing, to be glamorous and admired, to defy gravity, as she sings in the show's most famous song, which ends with her flying up into the rafters of the theater with her iconic broomstick. When I saw the show Wicked for the first time years ago in Boston, I was already a grown witch myself, but I remembered being 13, and I spent as much of the show watching the audience of mostly hundreds of girls and drama club kids with their parents and friends watch the show as I did watch the show and the stage myself. those kids with their rapt faces turned to the glow of the stage lights as they watched their beloved Elphaba and Glinda live through the coming-of-age drama was a reminder to me of how much we all need and crave to see our own stories played out, to read those stories, to watch those stories in films, to have them artfully interpreted in song or comic books, and to tell them to each other. There's a part of us that never leaves the vulnerability of that 8th grade or so time in our lives. A part of us that remembers feeling different and weird and rejected, because all of us have had some time of feeling that way. We never forget our original I Want song, even if it becomes a distant melody playing in the way background of our busy adult lives. As we mature, part of what we learn in order to seem grown up and to get grown up acceptance is to keep that yearning for recognition and acceptance tucked away, as we also learn to hide our other vulnerabilities. But they're still there. Being part of a spiritual community is to be a people who remember that those songs live within each one of us, and to be committed to hearing the songs of others and not just our own. To learn to appreciate that even in these fully grown and aging bodies with lots of experience, many of us are still seeking that place where we can genuinely fit in, be known for who we authentically are, with no big secrets and no fears that we will be rejected when we reveal ourselves, and where we can use our gifts. We think we're done growing up by the age of whatever. What is it? For you, 21, 30, maybe when you had children of your own, get a mortgage. But we are forever influenced by each other as we continue a lifelong journey of growing up. And we're always raising each other. One of the things that we do as we try to find our people, our tribe, our chosen family, is to observe the style of those around us, and we absorb it, and we do conform to it. This is not to say that we're not self-differentiated or that we're weak and we have no integrity. It's just natural primate behavior. Monkey see, monkey do. And we take on each other's vocal mannerisms. You'll notice if you pay attention to communities, we adopt each other's expressions, sometimes tastes, and more insidiously, beliefs. I've watched with great interest the rise of the influencer culture on social media. For me, what gets put into my algorithm tends to be white women hawking skincare products. That's what I get the most of. And the new, and all of these women, this is the same, they all have the same kind of voice, and they all kind of talk like this, and they all say they're literally obsessed. I'm literally obsessed with this. It's a new ridiculously overpriced serum or cream or lip balm, and I laugh and I think I'm not susceptible, but guess who's shopping at Sephora and picking up some of those same products? And I'm obsessed. This contagion of attitudes goes down deep. This contagion of preferences and beliefs, and how we respond to the joys and sorrows of being alive is also something that we share and imitate in each other as we try to figure out what we think and who we are. So I want to go back to Elphaba, who sings this typically youthful song full of hope and yearning and getting to meet the Wizard of Oz. We just heard Caleb sing it. You just nailed it, by the way. It was so great. All these wonderful things are going to happen for Elphaba. Magic, deep belonging, recognition, fame, and acclaim. Did you catch the cleverness of the lyrics? When people see me, they'll melt, or I'll melt. So foreshadowing of what's to come. What happens to Elphaba is that she will actually discover that the wizard is a fraud. And worse than that, he's a corrupt leader with an evil agenda against animals, and that's capital A. And this is out of the Frank Baum novels. He doesn't have any magical powers. He has political powers. And he uses them to harm and oppress others. It's not a subtle metaphor. And it's also not a rare coming-of-age experience to become dramatically disillusioned and wind up fighting against the thing that you thought was going to be amazing, beautiful, and charmed, the thing you most admired from afar. And so what song do we sing then? What's our I Want song at that point? We live in a time of broad disillusionment. Our society is sick, literally and figuratively. The government, democracy itself is imperiled, attacked from inside the house. Climate change is real, and it's too serious for small gestures of conservation to turn back the tide. We feel helpless as big corporate and government entities refuse to make necessary changes to rescue the environment. And so on and so on. And so what do caring people with big hearts do now? I want to ask you in the weeks ahead to listen to your own I Want song. Is it in a minor or a major key? Can you hear the lyrics? What do they tell you? Is it a ballad? An upbeat number? Are there other characters singing with you? Human or animal, or are you all alone on the stage? What I Want song do we sing after we've learned the truth about the wizard? If we don't compose one, and perhaps together, it will be composed for us. And we will hear it and internalize it and sing it without even being aware that it has become ours. This is what I mean by bringing to consciousness that the attitudes that pass among us and stick, those attitudes can be a virus or a blessing. I think that many of us believe that our deepest and purest longings belong to the era of our youth, and that life has now cured us of our idealism. Now we are wise. Now we are enlightened. Here is a key spiritual question to put to ourselves, then. Are we really enlightened, or are we just disillusioned? Are we really wise, or are we just disillusioned? One of my favorite sayings is, if you're disillusioned, that means that you were just illusioned in the first place. I hear two competing songs being offered to us in this moment. And this is the stream that comes into my life. I'm sure you have others. But on one hand, I hear the TED talkers and the pundits, influencers, peer groups, new age gurus, and others. So here are the two songs being offered by all of these places. One is a song of what I would call hyper-individualism, and it goes, I deserve to be happy. I manifest my own joy. I am peace. And there's nothing wrong with that song, unless it reinforces privilege and encourages non-engagement with the world, and never suggests that sacrifice and discomfort are part of finding joy and being peace. And because joy and peace come from meaning, having meaning in our lives. So if everything is, I am, I, joy, peace, I manifest, I, It's not a good song. But another song I hear playing a lot is the song of cynicism. I refuse to participate in this mess. I am done. No one is to be trusted. Let's just play out till the end of the world. That's the song beating sung by those who are burnt out, those who are dedicated to a cancel culture and bitter analysis of society that holds no grace. And that's the chant of the nihilist. Burn it all down. No hope, no meaning. Very understandable, very popular, that one. It's a siren song for those who are exhausted and disgusted. I get it. I'm on the rock singing it too sometimes. I cannot compose your I Want song for you, nor can you for me. But I believe that being together, reflecting on the eternal and the essential questions of meaning, and doing so in a sacred time and place set apart, helps us hear a harmony that runs in a place deeper than the noise of public opinion and those two very popular songs. I hear that harmony this morning in the bird song. I hear it in the silence that we hold together as we share what's in our hearts, as we share the place of honesty that is prayer. I only know that if I could give you a song that ministers to your soul beyond the disillusionment of our honest awareness of the chasm between the world as it is and the world as it ought to be, I would include lyrics that go something like this. The wizard is a fake. The world isn't what we hoped. Our illusions have been destroyed, yeah. They were never meant to last. Let them go. And in place of illusion, let us cultivate enchantment. Enchantment is about loving the world, period. Enchantment is about knowing that there's magic, period. Dreams don't die, they only transform. Stay enchanted and fly.